Welcome to our webinar on academic honesty for eMajor. This is a presentation for our instructors and to clarify academic honesty and what they can do. Before we go into this, a quick reminder of why we are involved in it, and that is we have a great product in eCore, eCampus, and we want very much to keep that quality there. And the integrity of our coursework, working with our students, the students with us, the grade, what it means, these are all important things. And it's going to continue to be important. So the better we have as our skill set in working in this area, the better that is. And that is one reason why we're doing this webinar and want to refine our process as we continue to grow in the state of Georgia. So, academic honesty. Let's get to our first slide. So all students are expected to know the importance of this. All students don't. And all students don't have the level of care that is required. But we do know one thing. We want all of the students that can get a good education to get that good education. And we want that good to remain in the education that they're getting. So if a student is found in violation of academic honesty, all consequences set forth by the instructor will be enforced, including reporting the violation to the student's home institution. This is the key message. If there's a violation and you know it, then all of the consequences set forth by you, the instructor, will be enforced. Now, that does not always, but it does include reporting the violation to the student's home institution. There is a guide that has been put together called the eMajor Student Guide, and that is a tremendous document for you to use to understand more about this particular matter. It may be a good idea for us to say what would be some violations of academic honesty. So we'll call these academic dishonesty items. We have seen these before, but it won't hurt to review them. Plagiarism, representing another person's work as your own. Cheating on an exam, unauthorized help. And let's face it, as online educators, we know that that happens out there. And we can't eliminate it, but we sure can do our part to maintain the integrity of our end, and setting the example and the expectations is a big part of that. And so we can make a big difference in that area. Unauthorized collaboration. Yes, you cannot have a math genius helping you on your math test online, and that can happen. Falsification, misrepresenting the materials or the fabrication of information as one's own work. You know, that happens. Multiple submissions, submitting work for the same credit, but you did it more than once, and the instructor did not know about it. Here's one example. I had a student do a project on some medical procedure, a statistic project in high school. And she wanted to know if she could submit it in my class unit on statistics. I allowed some of that to happen. Well, that was fine. And that was a good example of letting the student express their interest in that particular area in my statistics class. So there are times that may be a good idea. But this is all up to the instructor, and the instructor needs to be aware of it. So that's important. Okay, distribution of copyrighted material. Now, we all need to just be reminded quickly as faculty members, I know we have more freedom on copyright material than others do. And so we need to be aware that it's our job to enforce that on the student side as they're going through the education process. And that is something we need to be aware of. There are other examples of academic dishonesty. Okay, the main feature of this presentation is that you are aware of, you feel comfortable with, and over a period of time, you will have no problem using the procedure here with eMajor and academic dishonesty reporting. I'm going to ask Ashley Reese, our collaborative program support specialist, to go through this chart with you so that you feel more comfortable with it.
Hi everyone, again my name is Ashley Reese, and we really want to go through this visual here just to make sure everyone has a clear understanding of the different steps required in reporting academic honesty violations with eMajor. We will also be including a quick guide for instructors along with the recording of this presentation that gives you more information on the detailed steps involved, but we did just go ahead and include the visual portion in this presentation because it does allow you to see how everything is interconnected. So to get started, first step is when you first notice that there may be a violation that has occurred. For instance, you have an English paper submitted and it is there are no sources cited. Clearly that's something that you would be concerned about. So the first step is to notify the student in GoView that you have a concern about their work. This part is very important because we sometimes see that there is just a misunderstanding between the instructor and the student with the assignment details. So it's very important to reach out to the student and see what they have to say about the violation. The student does have 7 calendar days to respond to the concerns from the instructor. If there is no response, then of course the instructor would go ahead with the process, but usually students are pretty quick to respond in a case like this because it would affect their grade. So once the student has responded, if in fact it was a misunderstanding, the student misunderstood the requirements of the assignment, the paper, whatever the assignment was, then you can go ahead and if you find that it was a misunderstanding, then you're good to go, you're done. If you find that there is more to the story and you need to take further action, then that's where you make this decision. And if you decide there's no consequence for the possible violation, then you can go on with your course and move forward from there. But if you decide there is a consequence, you're going to have a few more steps here. And so next you would need to notify the student of your decision and what the consequence might be. And with eMajor, you have a little more freedom in determining what will happen with academic honesty violations for this reason. Because they are major courses and because eMajor is a different program than, let's say, eCore, I know a lot of the instructors teach both, there's a little more leeway for the instructor to determine the best course of action. So there's a few different ways it can be handled. You decide that this was a minor violation and the student was remorseful and you want to handle the situation internally within your course between yourself and the instructor, or between yourself and the student. You can do that. No further actions necessary. You can, if you decide to put a penalty, you tell this, for instance, you tell the student, you know what, this did happen. We're going to take 10% off the assignment and don't let it happen again. You're done. Then you may decide, I'm going to assign the 10% off, and although I don't necessarily want to have the student report it to their home institution, I do want to let eMajor administration know about this instance just in case it happens again, it's documented. At that point, you would complete the academic honesty violation form, and that informs eMajor administration of your concern. You fill out the form, and at that point, eMajor administration would reach out to you and determine whether or not you wish for the institution to receive a report. If you do not wish that report to go to the institution, then the matter is settled and you're done with your process. If you do want to report the violation to the institution, eMajor administration will assist you with doing that. And again, that is completely up to the instructor at that point to decide where it goes, whether it's handled internally, if it's reported to just eMajor, or if it's reported to eMajor and to the home institution. And of course, once the student is notified of the decision and the consequences, they do always have the opportunity to appeal. That is a separate process, and it doesn't involve the instructor quite as much unless additional information is needed, and if that is the case, then eMajor administration would reach back out to you. Another thing to notice about this visual is down at the bottom here, it does have a color code, and that just helps you to see which step is required by which person. So the instructor, your steps are all in blue, green is for the student, and that yellow is for eMajor administration, and of course the gray is for no further action necessary. As I mentioned earlier, there will be a quick guide that goes out with this recording, and it does have more information. Definitely use both the visual and the written policy in conjunction with each other when you're making decisions. And of course, if at any point you find that you need some assistance in determining if a violation has occurred, how you would like to set forth the consequences, definitely reach out to us. We are glad to assist, and we can give you examples of what has happened in the past and help you make a good decision with those students if you feel like you need it. But of course, if you know how you want to handle it, then that is completely up to the instructor. And we're going to pause here for just a moment in case there are any questions. Okay, Bob, take it away. Bob, are you still there?
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yes.
So I've got my little pointer over there, and I was just going to say quickly, that point where you are the instructor and you're aware of something, your conscience is bothering you, I have been there before. And our effort is to help you do the right thing. We do not want to add another layer, another job to you. We want to help facilitate this process. And one of the key reasons is we want to maintain the integrity of a quality product, so it's there for our students and that it'll be there for you, the faculty member, as well. So please act on those things and follow this procedure. I think if we're all on the same page, we'll see some good results by that. Okay. Sorry about the little speech. Now, let's say you're at the point you want to report it. Very easy. You go to your home page, you go to the left side, you go to faculty resources, you have the SEEDS portal, you go into the portal, we've done that before, you click on faculty forms over there to the right, you select academic dishonesty, because that's what you're reporting, an event of academic dishonesty. And so you'll get this form, and I just want to point out to you, it looks like there's new steps. No, there are not new steps. This is just a reminder of the steps that you have already been through, and you wouldn't be filling out this form if you didn't go through those. You're going to fill out the information, select the proper course and student, go through these check boxes. They're very, very well done, and you're going to finish whatever filling in that you had to fill in, and then you're going to submit. The good news is this is very easy to do, and it's very well done. and it facilitates and is very smooth. So this is a very good way to take care of this matter. So that's reporting in seats. Okay, question or comments on academic honesty and reporting for eMajor? Okay, I do appreciate everyone's participation, whether live or whether you're watching this in the recording later. Please contact us. I'm Bob Staples, and my cohort is Jody. Ashley is joining us as like a specialist also. If we need to route some information to her, we will. Please do not forget to contact us through that main portal for faculty support. We appreciate the efforts that you're making to make a quality instructional experience for your students, and we thank you for listening to this presentation and working together to ensure academic honesty in our classes. I hope you have a good rest of your day.